I'm really in favour of it. I think it's a great thing.
I don't generally support them. I think there are better ways to make the community a safer place without necessarily turning everyone into a criminal.
Well, I think it's a good idea. I can't think of any practical reason not to. I think that more cameras means more general security for everybody.
I don't feel as though they really invade anyone's privacy because you're walking in a public space, but I'm not sure whether they actually are good as a preventative measure.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good idea, especially considering what happened with Jill Marr.
I'd say it's probably a knee-jerk reaction, I think, to what's happened in the last year or so.
You know, you hope that something horrible doesn't happen again, like what happened to Jill Marr, but if that sort of thing does happen, then I guess it would help to identify people more quickly and lead to a resolution, and it would make people feel a lot safer. I've
got a daughter that walks around to coffee shops and that, and I think safety is of the utmost importance, and that's one way of having it.
I can see where it could be help and all that kind of thing, but I don't agree with being watched all the time and all that kind of thing. And there's a fine line, I think, between freedom and you know, Big Brother kind of lines.
I'd feel quite comfortable, and I'd actually feel safer. I think as long as you're confident in what you're doing is safe and in the right manner, then you shouldn't feel uncomfortable being filmed.
I think for those who are intending to commit crimes, knowing that there are security cameras in operation will deter them at least a little bit.
Would you have any other suggestions in ways to improve community safety?
No, I wouldn't like to see a heavier police presence or anything either. I don't think there is a safety issue, to tell you the truth.
Community awareness, just people looking after each other.
Providing ways and means for people to feel engaged in their community, to feel part of their community, and to feel like it's worth protecting.
There is a lot of night places along this strip, and there are opportunities for violence to become apparent if night places spill out onto the street.
I think the area is pretty safe, which is the most important thing.
I've never had any problems, and a lot of my friends who are females haven't had problems.
It's more of a feeling of a police state. Not that it is one, but just people don't like the feeling of being watched.
And how do you feel about privacy?
Well, you're walking down the street, what are you going to be doing? That's the thing.